welcome back to the Nomadics. My name is Olivia, and today I'm showing you how to install a heat pump in your Skoolie. Now, installing a heat pump yourself is already a difficult task, but installing it in a bus is so different. You only have certain places that you can run all of these wires and refrigerant lines through, and you need to mount the outside unit with enough support on a moving vehicle. In this video, we'll be showing you how to do the electrical, how to switch the drain line to run out towards the left side, and how to mount the outside unit with enough support so that you don't have to worry about your unit falling off your bus. We started by installing the mount for the inside unit. We had to make sure this is leveled. We drilled the hole to the inside, and this is where all of the piping, the electrical stuff runs from the inside box to the outside. This one spot that we drilled the hole into is really the only spot that we could drill into in the back of the bus. So since this was on the left side of the heat pump, of the interior side, we had to switch these pipes around so that it's left facing rather than right facing. We had to switch the drain line to the opposite side of the heat pump and cap the hole. We had to pinch a clamp on the drain line to make sure that water doesn't leak out or that it doesn't fall off, and this was kind of difficult and annoying to do. We bent the refrigerant lines in the opposite direction since we're going through that hole to the left side of the heat pump. Next was electrical. These wires connect the indoor and outdoor units together to allow them to communicate with each other. We removed a panel on the back side of the indoor unit and ran them through to connect to the front side electrical panel. There's 4 wires and they are color coded. We had to go to the outside unit and see which colors go to what number on the unit and then match the correct color to the number on the indoor unit. Here we connected the full length of refrigerant line to the flare fittings on the indoor unit refrigerant lines. We then wrapped the refrigerant lines, electrical lines, and the drain hose together tight and made sure to keep the drain hose on the bottom so it can drain properly. Put the unit onto the mount and you'll know that it's secured when it clicks in place. That's it for the inside unit. Now to the outside for building support. Using 2.5-inch long 3/8-inch bolts through the metal framing on the inside for support, we bolted slotted channels together to hold the mount that the heat pump came with. But this didn't have enough horizontal support, so we scratched this whole design and started over. Using angled, slotted channels allowed support on multiple planes, so we could add more horizontal support with these 45-degree bars. Because the heat pump sits back from the wall pretty far, the legs that it sits on needs to be in tension or compression to make sure it's stable. The support needs to be able to hold 4 times the weight of the unit, and our unit was about 55 pounds, and Lucas is 180 pounds, so Lucas tested this by hanging from it. It held up well. We put vibration dampeners under the feet and mounted the unit to the support. We pushed all of the copper piping, the drain line, and the electrical through the hole that we drilled to the outside. We put the cap onto the hole that it came with and covered all the gaps with a waterproof clay to make it watertight. Since the units are so close to each other, we cut the refrigerant line to the minimum length of 10 feet, then used a flare tool to reflare the copper lines and connected them to the high and low pressure outlets of the outdoor unit. Then color matched the electrical wires to the numbers on the outdoor unit and ran electrical wire from our AC breaker box to the outdoor unit to give power. Here we're using a vacuum pump and a pressure manifold. The vacuum pump connects to the manifold and the low pressure line goes to the service port. The vacuum pump is turned on for 30 minutes to pull a vacuum in the unit. We then turn off the vacuum pump for 15 minutes and make sure there has been no pressure change, and this verified that the connections are airtight so we can release the refrigerant. We turned the heat pump on and confirmed that we had hot air and cold air. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that this gave you a good idea on how to install your heat pump in your Skoolie. Please like this video, subscribe to the Nomadics, or leave a comment, and I'll see you next week with another video.